Well, next tonight, so the general election and the next of our fascinating constituency profiles, taking a look at the places, issues and, of course, the people who will be key to deciding the nation's future.
Tonight, we're heading to Bury North, a marginal seat that swings between Labour and the Conservatives, and very much a bellwether constituency because the winner of the seat has tended to win the general election.
So, will that tradition continue as a new generation heads to the ballot box? Anna Yosef has been speaking to first-time voters.
These A-level students at Holy Cross College in Bury are about to head to the exam hall. In a few weeks, they'll be going to a polling station, and whatever the result, it'll affect their futures. First-time voter Harry believes the parties prioritise older people.
It's all about pensions, it's all about supporting the elderly, which is fantastic, which is great, but in the same breath, you can't then make things a lot harder for students, make things more difficult for them, then talk about national service and expect them to get your vote, because no one wants that. You don't want to do it.
Holly hopes to study abroad but believes Brexit has made it much harder. She feels her generation's been let down and ignored.
During the COVID pandemic, all the effects that had on young people, that, you know, recuperations for that haven't really been made yet. Rishi Sunak comes out with a national service policy. Starmer's come out with votes at 16 a few weeks ago, and young people haven't really been mentioned before the election was announced.
Yusuf also believes younger voters are treated as an afterthought.
It's mostly the older generations that decided most of the things, and they don't really care about the younger generations until they want our vote.
Ellis has always been passionate about politics but is now disillusioned with party politics.
Obviously, we've got this rhetoric by Rishi Sunak saying Labour hasn't got any policy. I'd argue I think Labour does have policy, albeit not particularly strong policy. I'd also argue that particularly the Conservative policy isn't something that caters to me. I've decided I'm going to vote strategically and I'm going to vote for the Liberal Democrats.
While social media may help parties reach younger voters, Matilda thinks memes won't translate into votes.
Memes aren't going to convince us to vote. Like, this sort of petty beefing they have over each other on TikTok isn't going to convince us to vote. Like, they need to treat us like we're adults, because we are.
And the party should listen to their ideas, because this is an election which could go down to the wire. Bury North is a key battleground. Last time out, the Conservatives beat Labour by just 105 votes, making it the most marginal seat in the whole country. It's been described as a bellwether seat because the town's population have an uncanny knack of voting for the party that goes on to win the general election. But will that be the case this time? Kerry owns a gift shop and cafe in Ramsbottom. She admits the past few years have been a struggle.
Obviously, you've got energy costs, which have gone up significantly. Cost of everything we have to buy in has now gone up as well. And then there are other challenges as a business. VAT is a big one for us. And just the minimum wage as well. I mean, that's gone up too, which, you know, is great in many ways, obviously, but for a small business, it can be crippling, really.
So we're all small independent businesses in Ramsbottom, so we need as much help as we can get. So that will probably swerve us into which delegates we will go for the best results for the business.
Keen to whip up support in a key seat, the Conservative and Labour leaders have already paid campaign visits to Bury North. But with just under a month to go until the general election, who'll end up with a bigger share of the vote remains to be seen. Anna Yosef, ITV News.